matchup of the NBA Cup. And we have a little extra spice to this game tonight. This is the first game of the NBA Cup for each of these teams.
Well, with only 4 games in the group stage, you have to get off to a good start. This is a big game for both teams in the Cup. And, of course, this game counts in the regular season as well.
And checking out Utah's opening lineup, George is out there with Bailey. Then there's Markkanen. And there's Jackson. And it's Kessler in at the 5 down low. And so George will bring it up for Utah. Moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Blazers.
And that was a game to forget. You like to find some teachable moments, but I think they'd like to just turn the page and move forward.
Well, everyone has off nights. They just need to make sure that they bounce back strong.
Williams sets a screen for Booker, and they come right back with their own three-pointer.
The 3 at the other end lit a fire under Booker. He wanted to get those right back.
And George kicks to Markkanen. Stolen by Brooks. Here's Gillespie. Rips down the breakaway slam.
He takes advantage of them in every way possible.
And Greg, he lures them into a trap on the steal, and then bang, straight to the bucket.
Turning great defense into great offense. That's the kind of stop you're looking for.
Now Booker, after Lowry Markkanen misses from long range. Booker the pass to O'Neal. O'Neal a screen on George. Booker with no one around. Another 3 for Phoenix.
Every chance he gets, Booker willing to take that shot. A consistent three-point shooter.
And Stan, Utah has been all about basketball up until last year. The Jazz, the only major professional sporting franchise in the state.
Yeah, now they've got hockey, but from the venerated days of Stockton and Malone in the 80s, basketball has become effectively the state sport of Utah.
Markkanen from outside. Drills it from outside.
Yeah, look, you know Markkanen has this kind of range. That defense has got to get out on him.
Booker with it. Guarded now by Jackson. O'Neal sets the screen for Booker. And the 3 ball is good. Booker's got 9 points.
Well, he's been very efficient in this quarter. Keep getting him the ball.
And so the timeout by Will Hardy here. Coach is going to take a few minutes to regroup and go over the strategy. With the break in the action, we've got a chance now to look at last year's top rebounders. You look at Kessler, a terrific rebound, 5th overall.
What a season he had in the paint. I mean, his rebounding numbers, really mind-boggling. Who wouldn't love to have a guy like that?
Pass to Bailey. A 3-pointer off the mark. Suns leading by 3. Booker outside. Here he goes. And the dunk by Booker.
Excellent footwork there. Booker so tricky on the drive. You can't predict what he's going to do.
George passes to Kessler. Pass to Bailey. And stolen by Booker. The finish. And the dunk by Booker.
And that's the kind of play you just do not want to give up defensively. You lose the possession and give up a quick 2 at the other end.
Here's Bailey. He's coming off a 16-point game against Portland. Markkanen finds Kessler. Clock at 6. And the basket by Bailey. He's got 7.
And at about 6'9", Bailey is good at using that size inside. Looking like a polished vet on that tape.
Now here's Booker. Playing Memphis, he was nearly unstoppable. And the dunk by Booker.
A little artistry in the painted area, converting against the size.
Yeah, he didn't let the defense affect him there. He just kept his focus.
To stand here, we have one of the bright young centers in the NBA, Walker Kessler.
Look, start with this with Walker Kessler, Kevin. A great rim protector. You're just not going to get layups with Walker Kessler on the floor. Then he's an outstanding offensive rebounder, and he's got great hands, which makes him very effective as a roll man in the pick and roll.
Bailey misses. And here are the Suns now. They're on a 17-7 run. Booker outside. He takes it in, and he banks in the layup. Booker's got 17.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Pass to Markkanen. And it's Royce O'Neal with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. And the Jazz with some changes. Jusuf Nurkic comes in for Walker Kessler. And it's Collier in for Lauri Markkanen. Here's Collier. The Jazz need to get off a shot here. The Jazz with another miss. Suns leading by 9. Takes a 3. And there's Booker on the assist by Brooks. Booker's got 20 points.
Well, he's just dominating right now. If his teammates are smart, they'll keep getting him the ball.
From deep, George. Rebound by the Suns. Booker's got his 4th rebound in this one. It's stolen by Bailey. And so it's Devin Booker making highlights for the Phoenix Suns. Scoring, rebounding, he was all over the place during that quarter. They are riding his performance right now. Back right after this. And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for Phoenix.
Well, the thing about hitting early threes, it spaces the floor and makes things a lot easier offensively.
And one more thing they've done well tonight, they've attacked the rim viciously and have gotten a lot of points by just going at the defender.
And so in the game for the Jazz, they've got Markkanen. Kyle Filipowski is out there with Nurkic. Then it's Collier. And it's Sensabaugh in at the 2. Jazz trail by 12. Pass to Collier. Off target with his 3. Phoenix has gone 4-6 from outside the arc tonight. Williams has a screen for Booker. Booker sinks the 3.
Yeah, that's 2 bombs in a row from long range.
And we've played through the first minute here in the second.
Yeah, look, it's not always about height. He's showing he wants those boards.
Pass to Gillespie. Back to Booker. Shot clock at 6. Now here's Williams. Great D that time from Nurkic. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Here's Markkanen. Lets it go from deep. The Jazz again can't hit it. Booker looking around. For 3. Another 3 for Phoenix.
Guys, he's been a one-man air raid coming at them time and time again.
Well, what I love about his three-point shooting is the spacing that he's adding. It makes things a lot easier for everyone else.
George is checked in for Utah. Jazz trail by 18. Here's Collier. He has yet to score. Another miss by Utah.
Excellent work defensively. That's how you guard a three-point shooter of his caliber.
Booker outside. A 3. Hits it from three-point range. Booker's got 9 points now in the quarter.
Yeah, great outside shooting, really fueling this run.
Second quarter of play with almost 3 minutes gone. Markkanen can't get it to go.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Coach, you and I were just talking about this the other day. We don't see many finished players in the NBA. I know Lowry is proud of that.
Well, he should be, Kevin, because he's not only a great player, but he's probably a role model for everybody in Finland and proving that you can come from anywhere now in the NBA and make yourself into a great player if you have both the skill and the desire to do so.
Now Booker, after Lowry Markkanen misses from long range. The drive by Booker and the dunk by Booker.
And once Booker has some momentum, get out of his way, throwing himself towards the rim off the drive.
Now that we have a chance, let's go to the 2K leaderboard and reveal last season's top shot blockers. You look at Kessler, second in the NBA, a great defender.
And shot blocking is the element of the game that I think he cares about the most. That's where he puts in that effort and energy.
In the corner, George with it. Jackson setting the pick here for George. And Jackson throws it down hard.
And with a strong finish, he finally ends that 13-0 run by Phoenix.
Booker against George. And Booker kicks to O'Neal. Booker is screen on Jackson. 6 to shoot. Plays it up and banks it in. Booker's got 13 points in just this quarter.
Boy, has he put his foot on the pedal here this quarter. He's doing a terrific job in terms of leading their offense.
Nice ball movement by Utah. There's Jackson with the three. Hits the three-point bomb. Jackson's got 5 points so far.
Yeah, I like the assertive approach from Jackson Jr. Not hesitating for a second off the catch.
Drops in the tray.
He just exudes a love of the game, guys. You can see it in everything he does. This guy lives and breathes the game.
George with no one around. Tried to come right back with the three of his own, but it's no good.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
Well, when you look at what he's provided them on the offensive end, it's been an important part of why they're leading.
So it's the Jazz now, after Devin Booker getting his shot to go from deep. Offline with his three.
Well, his lack of offensive contribution has definitely been felt tonight. They could have used way more.
Takes the three, and again for three. Buries his 10th triple of the game.
Unbelievable.
6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. A nice shot by George. George has got himself going there, his first points of the game on the deep ball. Booker outside. For the three, connects again from distance.
He's got his defense scrambling, and even when they've got two guys on him, he just finds a way to create space.
And he's making some team history. He just tied the franchise record for three-pointers in a single game. And so it's Phoenix leading by a full 31 points at the end of the quarter. Their defense has been active and effective. And we've got more on 2K Sports coming your way after this break.
Welcome to this early season edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Before we analyze that first half, we get to check out the power rankings.
Taking a look here now at Phoenix, they have the best record in the league. Can you believe that? Possibly the most talented roster. Man, they really believe in themselves.
Now looking at where we stand after 2 quarters, it has been a difficult game for the Utah Jazz.
They've looked weak defensively. If you got any pride, they need to show it soon.
Yeah, they're serving up a buffet inside, and the other team's going for seconds and thirds.
Thanks for spending halftime with us. Time to get it back out to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third quarter.
And welcome back to the second half of our Halloween broadcast. You know, guys, Devin Booker has been exceptional here.
Yeah, and the bulk of his damage so far has come from the perimeter. A lot of threes early on.
And defensively, they're giving him too many good looks out there. They need to start running him off the line.
And GA, a lot of the best defensive teams in the league have some stout zone looks they can go to. Where do those in a game come in handy?
I mean, often it's a way of challenging opponents to make perimeter shots, but also you want to show different looks just to kind of disrupt the rhythm of a team's offensive flow.
Perimeter pair for him will be Booker and Brooks. Williams is out there with O'Neal. And it's Gillespie in at the point. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Suns.
Yeah, you wonder what is he thinking right now. He's not shooting the ball well, and shots like that only hurt his team more.
No one covering. Brooks has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
Gets the three-pointer to fall. And that's now 10 points for Ace Bailey.
And how can you not love this rookie? Bailey coming right back with a 3 of his own.
Kicks it out to Booker. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. And so George will bring it up for the Jazz. It's off to Charlotte for him after this game as they take on the Hornets. And that game will be game 2 of 5 out on the road. Near the three-point line, it's Booker. Rebounded by Bailey.
Yeah, you expect him to make those. Good look. Just couldn't find the mark.
There's always a need for shot makers in the NBA, GA, and that's what Ace Bailey brings to the floor.
Bailey has a smooth jumper with a high release point that allows him to shoot over just about any defender. And when you pair that with his physical tools, his upside is through the roof.
Here's Gillespie. No good on the triple. For Utah, they've gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. Jackson kicks to George. Bailey passes to Kessler. And here is Markkanen. It's tipped. Pass to Bailey. Kept alive. Outside for George. Markkanen sets the pick for George. Back to Kessler. Ball stolen. And now the Suns a fast break. And here's Booker from the off. Good! Another from 3.
He's now set the team record for most threes in a game. Unreal.
And a lot of it stems from his confidence. Even when he misses, he's sure, he's positive the next one's going to go in.
Yeah, those shots from him are certainly not helping their case.
It's time to send it over now to our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Thank you, guys. Well, a lot of French players are coming into the league, and Rudy Gobert's
Connects again from distance.
And this parade of threes has no end in sight. He just keeps knocking them down.
Oh, and that latest triple ties him for second for the most threes in a game. What a monster he's been from deep.
And he's tied Curry's mark from 2016, which was the top spot for threes in a game for a short while. It's been that kind of takeover display that we've seen here tonight. And he's been a force on the glass all game long.
No doubt how much those boards impact the overall outcome. You can't give them extra chances.
From the arc. And again for 3.
There it is, a shot that puts him at the top of the record books.
Well, Greg, he's now tied for the mark for most threes in a single game. In one word, amazing.
In all those great shooting performances from Klay Thompson, well, this night belongs right there with him.
Well, Kessler to the rescue, using his size to win the rebound, and then quickly going on the attack himself.
Booker outside. Misses the 3.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
And the Jazz call time here. So Utah ends up going with the new group. And now let's have a look at the teams that were last year's best from the free throw line. The Suns in second.
Well, as a coach, it's a relief knowing free throws are almost automatic for your guys.
Mikhailuk And he's good on the 3-ball.
That's inexcusable defense right there. You gotta contest the shot better than that.
And Williams with the stuff.
Well, he led him with the pass there, almost like a quarterback timing a route. That was impressive.
Pass to Mikhailuk. Drives to the hoop. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And a brief check of the stats for Williams. He's coming off an excellent season. Averaged about 15 points a game, 10 rebounds, and 2 assists. And for a reserve big man, not a big drop-off when he checks in the game.
Well, it's because he's someone that understands his role. He plays with confidence and helps provide stability when he's on the floor.
Pass to Mikhailuk. Oh, good with the triple.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
And here's Booker. And another one falls. Amazing.
I can't believe I'm saying this. He's now second in 60-point games all time.
Tapping into his full arsenal. Night in and night out.
And I like the bold move of going right back at him to return the 3, but he just couldn't get it to go.
Beyond the arc. Utah with the rebound. And there's the drive. And so it's Devin Booker making highlights for the Phoenix Suns. His performance that quarter has earned him a double-double. Seems like he's been everywhere in this game. We'll return shortly. And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Utah shooting a low 30% mark from the field. And so in the game for the Jazz, Kyle Filipowski is out there with Markkanen. Then it's Collier. Then there's Yusuf Nurkic. And it's Sensabaugh in at the shooting guard position. Booker in the post. He's guarded by Nurkic. And it's Williams with the jam.
Don't underestimate Booker's passing ability. He's getting better and better at making plays for others.
Pass to Markkanen. Here's Sensabaugh. It's the target from 18 feet. Sensabaugh's got 4 points this quarter.
Well, the defense can't lose track of him. He's just too talented offensively.
Booker dishes to O'Neal. O'Neal sets the screen for Booker. Going inside. Yep, it counts.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Let's now send it over to the sideline for some news on Ace Bailey. Allie, take it away.
I chatted briefly with the head athletic trainer for Utah. He said the ankle is definitely swelling, but at this point, they're thinking it's only a sprain. Unfortunate for him personally, but he has been given the go-ahead from the team. We'll see what he chooses to do, given the unlikelihood that they make the playoffs.
Thanks for the status report there, Allie. And, of course, you never like to see any kind of injury.
It's interesting. Even with the advancements in strength and conditioning, injuries continue to impact the game.
Well, this is a high-impact sport, and the league continues to get bigger and faster.
Kicks it out to Markkanen. And he uses the glass on the layup.
Physical play from Markkanen through the defender.
The Suns have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Booker the pass to O'Neal. Booker outside. Lobbed up there for O'Neal. A shot off that time. Jazz have gone 3 of 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the fourth. Pass to Collier. Here's Sensabaugh. And again it's Utah. Fourth quarter keeps moving right along. 3 minutes gone so far. And he's going up for the alley-oop.
An awesome distributor. Booker's floor awareness and understanding of when to dish it is a real weapon.
Jazz have gone an outstanding 4 of 5 from the field in the fourth quarter so far. And the Jazz call time here. It's time now to present our player of the game, Devin Booker.
And guys, he's been about as close to perfection as you can be. The intensity he's played with has been amazing. Just no let up. And as fired up as he's been, he's never let his emotions get out of control.
The better he played, the more these fans got revved up. And that continued to play out over the course of his amazing performance. Kessler finds George. Now Bailey. Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. Nice ball movement by Utah. Offensive rebound, stolen by O'Neal. On the wing, Booker.
2 minutes remaining.
And with all the talk about load management, coach, and player participation, what about getting rid of players fouling out?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of getting rid of players fouling out. I do like the idea, and I think Scott Skiles was the one who brought it up, Kevin, of taking like the offensive foul and just having that be a turnover, like the illegal screen or a charge, and not charge that as a personal foul, where honestly you end up being punished double.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Suns.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win, a game that not many will soon forget, and on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And so with this win, they'll move to 6 victories on the season.
And in a 3-game season series, they take the first 2, and certainly they've had the edge in this matchup.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Devin Booker.
Well, that work he's shown on the glass has been spectacular. You love to see that as a coach.
This is why I love his game. You really have to admire his tenacity.
Here's Jackson. Good on the shot.
On the heels of this run, you wonder where was this effort earlier on.
Yeah, it's so frustrating as a coach when it takes your team this long to get into a rhythm.
Booker outside. Three-pointer. Hits it again. Wow.
And never in the history of the franchise have we seen a game like this. He's putting on a remarkable performance.
It's their all-time single-game scoring record.
And what a moment it is for him and for this fan base. Setting the scoring record for a game, he deserves to soak it all in.
So many great players have donned this jersey, but he's on top of them all. 5 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And so it's Phoenix easily grabbing this one. And tonight, not just a regular season win, it also counts in the NBA Cup standing.
And if you look at the teams that advance in the Cup, you normally have to win this first game. So they're off to a strong start.
And that about wraps it up. And for all of us here at the table, Stan Van Gundy and Greg Anthony and our terrific sideline reporter, Allie LaForce, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for being with us tonight. And now we present the player of the game, Devin Booker.